Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2. We are going to Nekataka, the most biggest capital city. Yeah, whatever. We're on the way. And we still have a bit more than 50,000. There's a shipwreck, let's do that first. When it's already on the way. So, thoughts? Ain't the trap, Captain? Ship too smashed to shit for that. Might be too smashed to shit for salvage too. The spa. What about the gift bearers? Yeah, we're going to look for salvage. Search for salvage. Some medicine and some ammunition. Search for evidence of smugglers. Failure. Damn, the last time he was successful at that. So there is a random number involved, probably. Too bad. Huh.
The ring of a bell comes to you on a cold wind. The ring comes again and again, until soon the air is full with the sound of 1,000 bells ringing all at once. You feel a resonance in your core, a bell ringing in tune with all the others. Something in you bends, then breaks, and you are borne away on the ringing tide, just another peal among the many. The tide of bells recedes. You lever yourself up onto your knees and realize you have been here before. You stand in Bareth's realm. You are alone, and then you are not. An indistinct figure stands before you, flickering between forms like a fire-cast shadow. A fixed, taunting grin. Bottomless black eyes. A yawning chasm in the earth. The aspects of Bareth, the Usher and the Pallid Knight, shift in and out of focus. And at their back, 4 indistinct shades hover. You feel an eternity stretch out behind each of them, reaching back to places so distant and yet so near you cannot comprehend their size. The shifting image of Bareth settles on the aspect of the Pallid Knight.
Watcher.
She intones. Her voice is the discordant clangor of gongs struck out of time.
I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
It's too early to be sure what he plans, but his behavior is suspicious.
I remind you of our bargain. Time is short, and your soul dangles in the balance.
Her wan face contorts into what, on mortal kith, might be called a smile. On her, the effect is more akin to a rotting pumpkin caving in upon itself.
Do not give me cause to doubt your commitment, Watcher.
Does Aethys frighten you, Bareth? He should. Magran subdued Aethys's influence once before, and yet he returned.
From out of Wodika's shadow shuffles a hunched, bald man you recognize as the god Scan. His skin is mapped with swollen lash scars, and breath whistles through the ragged hole in his face where his nose once was. He does not speak, but stares up at Wodika with naked loathing plain on his ruined face. Wodika steeples her long, knob-jointed fingers.
We must annihilate Aethys now, before he makes a rash decision we cannot easily annul.
She casts a sly look at the Pallid Knight from the corners of her eyes.
A moon would do the job nicely.
Wodika says, and grins.
Why is Cruel always stupid? You would destroy Eora for what? Spite?
Wotica stares at you down her long nose.
I would destroy it all in the blink of your wide eye if I believed it would benefit me. Empires can be rebuilt. Souls can be reforged. Do not forget it.
Are you threatening me?
The figure beside the aspect of Berith flows forward in a swirling cloud of ash. The ash falls to the tiles and reveals a molten-skinned woman, leaning on a monstrous, wicked-edged broadsword. Magran's glowing lips curl in disdain.
We must find a solution to the problem of Aethys that is neither do nothing, nor destroy the world. I acted in haste during the Saints' War. You will not goad me into doing the same now. To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
Magran says.
I don't care what you do, just put me back in my body so I can get this charade over with.
The pallid knight tilts her head to the side and gives you the long-suffering, narrow-eyed look of a parent dealing with a particularly disappointing child.
Wow.
No.
Another of the silent figures steps forward, and the warm, golden light of a summer's afternoon spills across your face.
Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide. Helia puts a feathered hand to her chest.
He wouldn't. Betrayal is not in his nature.
Scan shuffles forward.
Yes, yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wotica suggests, and crush him into the earth.
Scan pauses, inspecting you.
Ah, and here is the Watcher who wiped dear desperate Alice's mind. You could have let my followers help her kill the man who tormented her. But you did not. Curious.
Wait, I did. I made her kill him.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
I did not expect such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Changes your... No, I will say no.
The pallid knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time. Both stand in his favor.
Magran grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake. Magran stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the possibility he could return, if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Absorbed his children? I don't
The pallid
understand.
knight casts a cold, cutting glare in Magran's direction.
Oh, you know more and you don't tell me.
Magran speaks too freely. That knowledge is beyond your ken, Watcher.
Asshole.
Wotica waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys other than decisive, final action.
Why is that aggressive? Something must be done. That sounds more passionate. There's no cause to act now. Yep.
Your opinion is unasked for, but noted. We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The Pallid Knight steps away from the half circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height. The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Follow him, Watcher.
Yeah, I am already.
The black of the Pallid Knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
No. We'll see about that.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. Helpless to resist, you tumble into her impossible eyes. You fall wildly, endlessly, unable to find your bearings or slow your spin. And in the distance, above, no, behind you, comes an insistent ringing. You angle yourself toward it, searching for the sound. A small silver bell appears just inches from your fingertips. You reach for it, straining to still its interminable ringing. The moment you touch it, your soul slams into your body with all the force of a fall from the top of the sky. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin, alone.
I hate this focus on the word alone. Because it's sad. Why is none of my crew with me? Birdies.
I'll take care of this.
It's been many summers since you first. Much has changed in this year. I do not know if you remember me, but the day will not forget. For months afterwards I wrestled with my faith and fear. And still the gods have blessed me with the son. He is healthy, strong, and already so curious, all of Gilded Ways. I have told him of you, he asks constantly of the Watcher, a most grateful servant. Yeah. So, Nekataka it is. Oh, is this ship slow? I'm used to my endgame ship, which is much faster. So we're supposed to get to the Queen and ask her for stuff. Please load faster.
You're far from home, farmer. How did you make it all this way in your little boat?
Why do we gotta be farmers just because we're from Deerwood?
Are you a farmer?
Yeah, but you can't just assume. We got rabble-rousers too.
Did you just assume our profession?
I'm the harbor master, Kauha. I must ask your reason for docking in Nekataka.
I'm carrying the finest hay in all the Deerwood. Bales of it. So many bales.
I've seen enough laden ships to know how one sits in the water. Your ship cannot be carrying more than your crew and provisions. Tell me the real reason you're here, or we'll put you back on your ship and tug you out of the harbor. I don't think your ship could even sail beyond the reef in its current condition.
Show them. Show them what you are.
I'm a watcher and the herald of Berath. Step aside or suffer the consequences.
We don't have to tolerate these idle threats. If you value your life, get back on your ship and head for open sea.
I will help you.
What's the matter with you? What are you doing? If you're trying to scare us with some cipher mischief, save the purple flames for the tribes of the Outer Islands.
Now.
Look, I can summon all the things than skeletons.
What is this?
Cool, that one came out of the floor. Huh, pussies.
Everybody saw that, right? It wasn't just me?
Yeah. Level up. Kinda have a level up every episode, I feel like. Some more intimidation, because I like it. Some more sleight of hand. Because we don't have higher level scrolls anyway. Right. Chanter or wizard? With the wizard, I want some things, but with the chanter too, I want that. Very well, actually we should adjust our chance. Good. You see, we nearly have constantly an effect, because this lingers for this long, while this starts here, and there is some overlapping. So it's like this. And after this it will start over again, so yeah. It's really, that's what it's gonna do. Good. Yeah, some more survival, some more athletics. Once you reach 10, we can go into other stuff too, I think. Alright, you get the additional engagement is really great. More defense is no. More constant regeneration is actually good. Yeah, sure, let's get those two. I should save more often. Buff? What is this one? Accuracy or the enemy debuff. This is the Divine Mark, that's some fire damage. Yeah. Daloth. Metaphysics, some more Arcana. Ooh, the Fireball is really good. The spell worked different before. I really liked it, but the way it is now. I'm liking it less. There was a small AoE spell that did damage and leeched life. I really liked that one. Oh yeah, you can do this. This is really good. Unless you probably get them anyway from your book. Didn't check that. Actually, yeah, I didn't check that. Come on, click on him.
May I help?
No, he got very different spells from the book here too. We chose a great number of spells on him.
Of course.
Cool, it's no stealing.
And now Port Marche is behind us. I thought this would be a relief.
Okay, sure, we save here. What do you want to talk?
Thank you again for maintaining my story in front of Vanessa and the others. I didn't enjoy deceiving them, but it seemed simpler than the alternative.
I don't like any of them. I'm surprised you managed Isselmere that long.
We've come to an arrangement of sorts. Hey, he lets me in on the bash and I'll leave him the join. For the most part, anyhow. Believe me, I take no pleasure in duplicity.
Yeah. What exactly were you doing out there?
At your suggestion, I took up Theos's mantle after we parted company. I wanted to use the leaden key to improve the lives of Kith. So for 5 years, I've been tracking down leaden key circles, searching for the places where they operate in secret, hoping they can be reformed.
I can't be cruel in this Let's Play because it's always stupid. It's stupid to tell them. It's not cruel. Is here not cruel in this game? I feel so far. I feel more like it's stupid / rude. And how has that been doing?
The task has been more difficult than I anticipated.
How so?
I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make, or the burden of living with them. It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours.
We all have to stand on our own eventually.
I know, and I have. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of changing the leaden key would be tracking down its members and operations.
I thought it would be pulling off that headdress. Yay, people think this is funny.
Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Valia, a run-down backwater of a place. Aye, right home like it was. Centuries ago, the leaden key had intervened to end some heretical cult. The details were lost, but what had endured was a practice of ritual bloodletting. A gruesome, pointless tradition.
You got an eye for charming little towns, I'll say that much.
At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. No one, young or old, sick or hale, was exempt.
Here I can be cruel. There are too many idiots in the world anyway.
I don't blame the villagers. I can understand needing someone to follow, something to believe. But it's our duty to give them compassionate guidance, isn't it?
No, it's not our duty.
I thought new leadership might guide them away from this practice. So I adjusted some of the deeds pertaining to the ownership of their land. It just so happened that a nearby Contessa, a rather prosperous one, had a claim on the village and the fertile fields around it.
Clever.
I thought so, at first. The Contessa annexed the village, as I'd planned. But she did nothing about the bloodletting ritual. And while it continued, she taxed the villagers to pay for the plantation she was building, and conscripted half of them to defend it.
Try to do the right thing, and that's what matters.
Is it? In the end, the villagers suffered more because of my actions. I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better.
Stop dwelling on this, you'll paralyze yourself.
I suppose so. Thank you. It's a relief to share this burden. You've given me a lot to think about.
Wait. You still haven't told me what the Animants have to do with all of this.
Ah, that. I'm looking for an old Leaden Key sect. I've found several references, but I want to be sure. Please, let me go over my notes again. Then I promise I'll tell you everything.
This isn't about your notes. You're second-guessing yourself again.
You know me too well. All the same, I need to gather my thoughts.
We'll talk more later then.
Ahoy, Captain. If I could bend your ear a moment, I'll be aiming to thank you for bringing me aboard. You run a tight shop, and you ain't no terrible person either. It'd be a welcome change for the gentleman of leisure.
You're welcome.
I've a gift for you. This trinket be from one of the first ships I hunted. Malnage would have snatched it had I not found the perfect hiding spot.
Where did you hide it?
I know were I to tell you that, you mightn't want it no more.
Seraphin gives you an innocent whistle while scratching his ass as softly as one could scratch it.
Just a jest, Cap. Nay, I tucked it away in my beard. Didn't wear braids back then, so my hair caught about everything from feathers to fish bones. Malnage shook me down for plunder after each raid. I figured out she wouldn't go nowhere near my beard. Said my face were like a saw-rip fetish.
Why did Malnage treat you so badly?
Don't rightly know for sure, Cap. Thought at first she wanted me. Lasses be that way sometimes, treating you worse the more they fancy you. Given she tried to get me killed twice within our first fortnight together, I thought mayhap she were in deepest love.
Love makes people do crazy things.
Aye, Captain. You ain't farting out your mouth there.
Were you attracted to Malnage?
Didn't fancy her in the least. But a man has needs. And I figured at the time that she were as wet as any other lass.
So a man has needs but no standards, I see.
Figured I'd give her a whisper about what we might get down to in the old. Her answer were an unequivocal no, made with a sharpness. Might have been the closest I've ever been to death.
Thank you for the gift, Seraphin.
You be entirely welcome. Now, if you'll pardon me, I've roundabout reached my limit for sentiment.
Oh. Cypher's Shackle Constitution. Resistance to Dexterity Afflictions. Damn, why is it a necklace? Because this gives me better stuff. It's good. Perception. You're near death. Actually, I want you to wear it. What do you have here? Yeah, no. I'd rather have it like this. Double gun for you. That should work out, right? Oh, look who's here. Hello.
Watcher. Tiverus. Is it really you?
Hey, I know those feathers. Palagina.
It's been ages. But what's happened to your armor?
You two know each other? I mean, I wouldn't be jealous if you did.
Know this last, Cap? Oh, I weren't aware you favoured feathers.
I'm sure that even at Cadnois, you must have heard what happened when I returned to the Republics.
Guess that's what happens when you don't follow orders.
Vous me dites postinago. Pufanvi. Quesel magro me fulpa metuar.
perique nakrakuna vengeri. Futrosto mela.
Oh. It was your decision to not follow orders.
Ooh, I like her.
I have a problem though. Who will I have in my group? Now we'll deal with Roman stuff. Hello.
Dora, be with you in just a... Almost had it. Damn your eyes. Hazard of the work, really. Came in on the sloop? I can hammer your ship together if you're apt to pay me for it.
Having trouble with the client?
Aye. Captain Redora hasn't paid me for her commissioned firepower. While I'm up to my nose in debt, the wild mare gobbles up her coin. And now, pirates are holding my feet to the fire over some sham of a deal. If I don't get Redora's payment, I might as well start carving my swallow net.
If it gets me a discount on your labor, I could hunt down Redora.
You do that? A fair price goes without saying, Cully. It all comes down to blasted pans and pyres in the end, doesn't it? Oh, come take a look.
This one, we want the ship here. We are not sure which one, if you want junk or the gallon. Let's have a look at the ships now and do some talking about that. Und Alof needs his headdress. So, this has crew 5. Wait, we have like 2 deckhands, 2 cannoneers. Minimum crew. Minimum crew, okay. So, I would actually rather have a picture of the ship. So, Voyager, sail health and hull health, 50 and 25. Hit chance 55. Well, chance to be hit or chance to get land hits. We have the Dow. Is slower to starboard and to port. The Jibe, all 2 turns, hit chance 60%. A lot more health, needs a lot more crew. But I guess this one has more cannon spots. Galleon, a lot of health, needs quite some crew. Sail health, 2 turns, 2 turns. Jibe, 3 turns, hit chance 60%. And the Junk, the same, hit chance higher. More crew, less ship health. Galleon. Which one are we going for? I think the Galleon would be quite good as our pirate ship. It's a big pirate ship. So this one is only slower at a jibing. So this is good at jibe. You would need to know how much cannons each of them have. I mean, there's an easy way to find out. But I should do that probably off screen. Find out, just buy the ship, save, buy the ship, load again, look at the ship, load again, buy another ship, look at the ship, load again, and then make the decision. Because I need to know which has how many cannons. Because there's a decent way to actually deal with things. When your ship is... You know what, I explain it once we have a better ship. I can explain ship combat then.
Where is my postinago of a brother? Medico, where is that spoiled brat?
What's
Laro is
problem?
past due for a company meeting. Mother wants me to drag the elusive louse back by his ear.
Must be nice to be a layabout. Uncle Engbert would have tanned my hide.
Fuck. I am angry and jealous in equal measure. You'd think this district was a maze, the way he manages to hide. The spirit magnet. Chanter, that I did not recognize you. If you desire to get in the graces of the Valiant Trading Company, we can help each other.
What sort of clout do you have with the trading company?
Mother's Bank commands the wealth of the Deadfire campaign. Could I persuade you to watch out for Laro? I'd pay generously for your trouble.
Study her hands. Nera has been digging her nails into her ledger, leaving crescent moon-shaped impressions in the binding. She notices your interest and holds.
I'm concerned because Laro tends to feud with Orso, one of the local Valera rats.
What do you mean by Valera rat?
The Valeras, a brood of sea vermin playing at nobility. We squabble and compete, but Laro, the Pastinago, takes it too far.
I take it your mother is someone important.
It's Ali Bardato. The Valiant Trading Company leans on her to finance their mission.
Good to know.
If only more of her offspring were as accomplished.
Okay, as long as the Valiant Trading Company recognizes my usefulness, we can call it a deal.
Fuck. Consider it done. There.
Instant.
Laro and his miscreant friends carouse at the tavern, the falls above the Adra Mill, and the southwestern bridge. If you see him, tell Laro to get his good-for-nothing ass back home.
Well, we do have this thing with chasing a rogue god to the ends of Ayora, but I guess if it's on the way.
It's actually literally on the way.
Have you heard about the commotion at the palace?
Of course. Something about Luminous Adra.
A giant made of Luminous Adra.
All I
It's
know is
always
that they're
about
all at
Luminous
each other's
Adra,
throats
right?
up there.
Look, there's the waterfall. Actually, I want a quick save here. In case I don't have enough skills. Against the backdrop of jeering youth, a woman raises blah 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 blah.
You both attest that you have made all possible efforts to come to a peaceful...
I did not send for anyone to preside over our contest.
No? You didn't hire a bodyguard, coward. We have business. What do you want?
To know what's going on here for starters.
This doesn't concern you. We've come to settle a challenge.
Psst. What's your words, Oaf? You want the Juana to know we're dueling?
My bad so to the tribals. We should be free to settle matters on Valiant terms.
Small wonder the old empire collapsed in civil strife if this is the Valiant way.
And how do your colonies fare, Adiran?
I suppose you have a good reason for this duel?
This street thug called my family a warren of corrupt inbreds. But is there a dung heap in all the world that does not have a little Valera cousin scratching through it?
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardato silver.
Bluff. Could put coppers for Zuma. No, I want to. Even if I get the minor negative, I don't care. 10 copper pieces on Laro.
Must you encourage this barbarism?
Finoma, I am ready to cross swords if you are, Laro.
Gelarde, shall we resume?
The duelists square off and tentatively circle each other. Stocky Orso moves with heavy strides while Lara takes precise measured steps. Onlookers gather and press at the edges of the poorly defined arena. Their jeering lowers to expectant mutters. The duelists seconds bring forth their weapon. Take the opportunity to study each of the opponents. You note the sweat on Lara's upper lip and the furrow of concentration cleaving Orza's brow. You bless Lara, otherwise he's gonna lose. Oh, you can't do that. Despite the difference in size, the duelists seem evenly matched. Orzo doesn't settle on established form, but he keeps pace with Lara's aggressive strength. Distract Lara with an insult. Distract Orzo with an insult. God. Watch a little longer. Orzo and Lara trade fierce jabs, giving up any pretense of paying the crowd. A hard downward thrust sends Lara's blade clattering to the ground. Without hesitation or an offering to yield, Orzo runs his blade through Lara's heart. What? A collective gasp rises from the audience as Lara sinks to the ground. Really? You just killed him. Huh.
Not bragging or laughing anymore, are you, Laro?
Gets easier after the first time, you know.
What's done is done. I will take shelter in the estate until this calms down. At least that's one less bardato for us to worry about.
Or maybe I go for the other family after all. They won the duel. But I didn't bring him home safely. Oh well. Oh, you can be good in metaphysics too. And survival. Oh, I can't make this decision right now. Yeah. I have to wait. Okay. We will do the level up the next time. And we will get to the crown the next time. And then we investigate Nekotaka before. Because we have two big questions. First of all, who will stay long terms in our group? Because if Eder is supposed to leave the group, then I may want him on stealth. If Aloth is supposed to leave the group, then I want him on metaphysics probably. Stealth, I mean survival. So I have to think about that. Also, I need someone on mechanics. Can he go for mechanics? He's not great at mechanics. I would need to re-level him. He's good at stealth and athletics. Okay, I will need to re-level him. I don't need anyone at stealth. I don't fucking care with stealth. Okay. So, who stays in the group long term? Doesn't matter. And who do we want to romance? Because we will play kinda evil. We're still going for the cruel-ish part. Eder doesn't like us. Seraphin does, Xoji does. Aloth seems to be harder than expected. We are quite clever. We are somewhat cruel, somewhat aggressive, somewhat diplomatic, somewhat passionate, and somewhat shady. I'm pretty sure Eder goes, but I'd like to have Pallegina instead of Eder because she's also tanky. But I also like Maya, or at least for a time, and I have to think about that. Because there's another Let's Play going on, like the one that with the frozen screens at the beginning. That I asked you guys if you want to see that, and nobody commented so far, at least not until I made this video. Please comment on that if you want that. And I may go there for the third option. I don't know, romance. I mean, some spoilers. The full romance path you can go, especially with Maya, Aloth, and Xoti. You can also romance Seraphin and one of the other guys. Oh, right, there is also Tekehu, I forgot about him. Can romance him too to some degree. Although I think Seraphin and Tekehu are less interesting as romance partners. Because they're a bit more one-dimensional there. Aloth would be really interesting to admit, but I'm not sure if I can do the cruel thing and get to romance Aloth. And if I kick out Adair, whom and take in Palagina, I don't know how I deal with Tekehu. I have to see. I'm not sure. There are 3 more companions, and I can only, for every one of those I want to join, someone has to leave. The issue is, the least interesting out of all of them is, in my opinion, Seraphin. Is just your classic pirate gangster that is not super cruel or super evil, not super ambitious, but likes to enjoy things and is always up for a good joke and some good fight and some good drink, which is fun and all, but not so impactful, I feel. I'd rather have Aloth who has strong opinions on things. So maybe the point is, I know playing cruel and all that stuff, that's fine with him, he's cool with that, and having a barbarian cipher in the group I won't have otherwise. There Aloth is kinda useless because I'm part wizard too. Hard choices. But I'd like to explore Aloth's options. I'm not sure about it yet, so I need to give it some thoughts. I will do that. See you next time.